I'm going to bring you to something, right? That
Mm-hmm.
showed me a little bit more about histamine. When I was doing my research into the histamine aspect of it, and I was saying that there's more than the low histamine diet, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to read a quote from the Journal of Allergy and Immunology, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
put it in the description if you want to read more about it. The ability of combustion products, such as diesel exhaust particles, to modulate the immune system has now been firmly established. DEPs, so diesel exhaust particles, can synergize with allergens at the human upper respiratory mucosa to enhance allergen specific IgE production.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, that's one little little factoroonie there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty big journal as well. And then here's another one for you. This is from the Cellular Molecular Gastroenterology and Hepatology Journal. Findings indicate that oral exposure to aluminium at the human dietary level reproduces clinical and molecular features of IBS, highlighting a new pathway of prevention and treatment of visceral pain in some susceptible patients.
Mm-hmm.
I read that study and I was fascinated by it,
Yeah.
right? They looked at aluminium in foods and they actually cited another paper, which I'm just going to bring up and just say it anyway. And this is from the Journal of Neuroinflammation. Mercury induces inflammatory mediator release from human mast cells.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just the IgE and the antibodies that are triggering that mast cell
Mm-hmm.
reaction and release.
It's not just the histamine in the food that's,
It's the
yeah.
heavy metals. It's
But
the other toxins.
But this is, you've brought up a really interesting point, and this is genuinely what makes me quite sad about this situation and why I'm so happy to be talking about the low histamine diet is that there's so many people out there who are in a very vulnerable place and who are feeling like shit. Let's be honest. Can I say shit? I
Yeah, you
don't know.
can. Yeah, of course. It's all right. It's online now, so it's fine.
And like they're tackling arguably one of the hardest things to do in a health journey. Like I would argue that changing your diet is out of all of the things that you can do in a health journey, like take supplements, take drugs, start exercising, talk therapy, clean up your home, look at mold and mycotoxin, like all of the things that you could be doing for your health. I think maybe that's just me personally, changing your diet is the hardest thing to do because it's not just tied to, nourishing your body. It's tied to what you can afford to buy. It's
Yeah.
tied to cravings and flavor. It's tied to social and emotional aspects, Eating foods we love is a very emotional thing. It's a very social thing. It can create anxiety because you can't go just go to a restaurant that you enjoy or call over to your friends for dinner because you're nervous about like, oh, does it have a high histamine food? Or, oh, did you use fresh fish or frozen fish? It's such a difficult thing to do. And so the people that actually manage to scrape together the strength, and I do mean strength
Yeah.
because to focus on that and really do that low histamine diet and do it perfectly and do it really, really well. And for that not to be it, for them to still be crumbling and still not feel amazing, that genuinely makes me upset. Because particularly on top of that, if you're told, well, you did the thing that you're supposed to do, generally the response is, oh, well, you're just not doing it properly, or you're just not trying hard enough, or, it's because you still have slip ups sometimes, or, oh, it's because, maybe there's that other food that you're also reacting to now. And it's always like the pressure and, onus is pushed on that person. And I'm like, get a grip.
Yeah. But it brings you to the point, like saying that, like, this is why I said you need to work with a clinician. You need to find a practitioner who understands histamine and find a practitioner who's going to look at your diet and help you clean it up and look at the triggers and then say, this is what you need to eat. This is like the real food that you need to eat for your system. And taking out certain, even like oils, for example, that body could react to. And the thing
well,
is,
yeah, because you need to be looking at the quality of your food as well.
Oh,
Like I would
100%.
argue that, okay, in the very immediate response, kind of like triage aspect of a histamine issue, sure. pull down some of those like high histamine foods, and particularly any foods that you know you're reacting to, because most people know what they're reacting to. Dairy. Um,
Yeah.
But I think another aspect, if we're really looking at diet as an approach to histamine, is that we need to be looking at like diet quality, and dare I say diet cleanliness, which is probably like a dangerous thing to say. But as you said, like if you're consuming industrial seed oils or products with industrial seed oils, are you washing your produce? Are you getting organic produce? And I don't mean just washing your produce in water. Like, I mean like properly getting that veggie scrub, because it's covered in like all sorts of different pollutants. Are you looking at your household products? Are you looking at your makeup and your skincare products? And you're like, are you living in a city? Are you looking at, you know, your house? Do you have furniture that's, you know, has VOCs that are offsetting, like offset gases, because it's new furniture from all of the dyes and glues in that? Are you living in a house that has damp or mold? All of these myriad of
And
things.
it's overwhelming.
Oh, yeah. But all of these myriad of things that could be massively triggering your histamine issues, the same, if not more so than food. And yet you're told to put all of your attention on
Onto
something that
food,
is
yeah.
the least fun aspect
Yeah.
of getting healthy, is trying to adjust your diet. And then you do all of that and you're told you're failing, because your symptoms still aren't going away, because you're not looking at all of the other things.